Take a break, come back, talk about the Biden administration has ordered a review of Americans' rare earth metal supply chain, and that goes back to the President Trump wanting to buy Greenland. What? We'll tie it together. Right now it's time for WWL First News. For that, we go to Dave Cohen.
From our Jefferson Financial Federal Credit Union studios, offering great rates on boat loans, it's WWL First News.
At 7:30, good morning. Here's the latest from your official weather station, WWL.
Crazy to think that a week ago, this was the coldest Mardi Gras on record. We had hard freezes going. Very different this week, as our Tuesday today looks beautiful with lots of sun and highs close to 70 for the afternoon.
Your local weather expert, WWL TV meteorologist Alexandra Cranford, says, though we did start out freezing in several locations on the North Shore, demand for electricity got so high during last week's hard freeze that regulators had to order power providers to use rolling blackouts to conserve it in Louisiana. There are questions, however, about how Entergy handled the intermittent shutoffs of the winter storm. WWL's Chris Miller reports a couple of council members and their committees hold a joint hearing on the issue today.
When Entergy employed rolling blackouts last week, they ended up shutting off power to the pumps that draw water in from the river to be treated for drinking water. Councilmember Joe Giarrusso wants the power utility to talk about it.
Acknowledging that Sewage and Water Board, for some reason, some of its power was shut off, and to also ensure that doesn't happen again.
And Council President Helena Moreno has questions about which neighborhoods were chosen for the blackout and how Entergy makes those decisions.
As North Shore strawberry farmers pull tarps off of their crops to survey the damage from last week's winter storms, they're not necessarily liking what they're finding.
We had to double and triple cover some of the crop. Ice and stuff kind of come on and it sunk it down a little bit on some of the blooms, some of the berries. So we took a little bruising.
That's Trey Harris of Harris Farms in Livingston Parish. He says it appears he's lost 30 to 35% of his crops. He says strawberries being covered up for up to 7 days after 2 storms in 1 week will limit the volume of berries and increase prices.
I look for the price to stay up right now for a while. Right now, we just don't have the volume, and it's not just here in Louisiana. It's all over the country.
I'm Brooke Thorington.
WWL TV's Leslie Spoon has the latest Louisiana coronavirus data.
The COVID numbers continue to trend downward. The state health department reported more than 450 new cases on Monday, but it's important to note there were fewer tests processed. 11 new COVID-related deaths have been reported, bringing the total to 9,477.
CBS News Brief, a memorial at the White House for the 500,000 people who died of the coronavirus in the U.S. CBS's Natalie Brand.
Vice President Kamala Harris and the second gentleman joined the president and first lady for a moment of silence as 500 candles lined the stairs of the South Portico, each representing 1,000 Americans killed by COVID-19.
Texas launches an investigation into massive power outages during last week's deadly winter storm. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
We have to get to the heart of what the issue is and not getting into politics, because you don't want to hear politics right now. You want answers, and that's what we're going to get.
A preliminary investigation into the weekend engine explosion on a United 777 Boeing over Colorado turns up a fractured fan blade with signs of metal fatigue. The NTSB's Robert Sumwalt.
We're going to be very deliberate about going through the inspections, through all the maintenance records.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
The Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office has released new details and videos from the fatal shootout at a Metairie gun store on Saturday. Sheriff Joe Lapinto says video evidence and witness reports show 27-year-old Joshua Williams was not confrontational while in the store and was actually leaving after being asked to unload his gun or take it back to his car. Right as he walked out the door, however, he apparently reconsidered, fired 1 round into the parking lot, turned around, and shot his first victim.
The fact of it is I don't know if we'll ever know the why this happened.
The shooter's brother says he just flipped out. Videos go on to show he shot and injured another employee before murdering a second employee, before 7 workers confronted him and shot him dead. In all, 3 now dead, including the suspect, and 2 were injured. Here's Steve Geller with WWL Sports.
A 6th-inning grand slam by Gavin Dugas tied the game for LSU baseball against Louisiana Tech and opened the scoring floodgates for the Tigers.
3-1 count. The pitch. Slammed high and deep left center field. Once again, they'll watch it go. Tigers take the lead.
Jordan Thompson's solo shot gave LSU the lead for good in a 16-7 victory after being down 6-2. The 2-1 Tigers' next game's at UL Lafayette tomorrow. LSU basketball's in Georgia tonight and have won their last 4 meetings in this series, including a 94-92 victory in overtime back on January 6th.
We're obviously a lot further along than we were the first time we played them, but Georgia's a lot further along as well.
Coach Will Wade's Bayou Bengals are 8th in the country in points per game at 83, while allowing 74 per contest. Today on Sports Talk with Bobby Hebert and Christian Garrick, as NFL free agency approaches, who are the top targets the Saints can afford? Then LSU basketball pregame coverage starts at 5:30 with tip-off in Georgia at 6. Steve Geller, WWL Sports.
Today is looking cold to start. We're in the 30s and 40s, but this is the coldest of the week happening right now. Later today will be near 70 degrees with lots of sun. It should be a gorgeous Tuesday, a great day to get outside if you can. Later tonight will not be as cold as what's happening now. We'll say lows on the South Shore near 49, lows on the North Shore about 42. Tomorrow we'll have increasing clouds through the day, but still a very pleasant day with highs about 74. Thursday, we start in the 50s to about 60 for the morning with highs near 74 and a 30% chance for a few spotty showers. From your local weather expert forecast center, I'm WWL TV meteorologist Alexandra Cranford.
44 degrees now at the airport in Kenner, 46 at the lakefront, but still freezing in Bogalusa and Hammond at 32. It's 33 in Slidell. WWL News Time, 7:36. Here's WWL traffic.
From the Acadian Windows and Siding WWL Traffic Center, I'm Joshua Dausch. I-10 coming from New Orleans East. Delays beginning near Bullard Avenue. That's due to an accident up between Crowder and the curve at Morrison. Now past the high rise into downtown, going to be slow again from St. Bernard. From Kenner to Metairie, I-10 traffic bumper to bumper as you come off the Spillway Bridge all the way to the Veterans exit where it opens up. And then it's smooth the rest of the way towards downtown. Causeway Bridge, north and south clear. And if you're coming from the West Bank at the connection, delays approaching at the elevated expressway, now backed up to Stump Boulevard. Traffic brought to you by Nature Valley.
Part crunchy, part creamy, a bit sweet, and a bit salty. Nature Valley sweet and salty peanut bars are bursting with crunchy peanuts dipped in creamy nut butter coating and 100% delicious. Nature Valley, we are better outside.
Traffic tip, call WWL 260-INFO.
Thank you, Joshua. I'm Dave Cohen. WWL First News. Now it's back to Tommy Tucker on WWL.
I don't know if you watch Jeopardy, John.